Hello class, this is Mr. G and we are starting on a new little adventure. This is through something called Gizmos. So you should have followed the link from our Schoology page, which puts you right here on this page. And all you got to do under student class enrollment, take that code that I gave you, paste it in there, and hit enroll. Now you have to use the code that I gave you for your class. You don't want to enroll in other people's classes. So I just enrolled in the first period class. Now you don't already have an Explore Learning account. You need to create an Explore Learning account. So you're going to do that. Click register now. Okay. Put in your first name. Put in your actual name. Don't if you put in your nickname or your brother's name or your pet's name or something, you'll get an F on all the stuff that you do, which won't be as fun. And use your student email address, okay? But you can put that in there anyway or not. If it says it's not required, then I don't really care. So then you got to make up a username as well. That can be whatever you want. Obviously, it has to be something appropriate and not nasty, because I'll delete you if it's nasty. But put something in there. That's my first and last name jammed together. Not like it's a high security thing, so choose an easy password. This won't remember your password like all your other stuff at school does. So use your student ID as your password. Then you won't forget it. Now I'm in my class. This is my Gizmos class right here. All I got to do, click launch, and now I've started this Gizmo. Okay, here you are. You've opened up your ecosystems STEM case Gizmo, and you click when ready right in the middle there, and you get into your park. Now all the birds start chirping because you're in the middle of a national park. Click mute. There's a mute button right down there. You don't have to click mute. If you like the bird, great, roll with it. So here's how it's going to work. This thing is going to walk you through everything that you need to do. It's going to give you information as you go in these blue bubbles, either blue bubbles or blue highlighted things. So basically just follow the blue colors throughout everything that you do and you'll be good to go. Okay. Read everything that comes along. So right here it says you are a park ranger working at the Atlas National Park. The park has an ecosystem that has animals, plants, and water systems. Your job is to protect the ecosystem of the park. Then in blue, it says select orange terms to see their definition. Select ecosystem. So it's not going to let you go on until you select ecosystem. So you got to read the directions, otherwise you're just going to be sitting here going like, what the heck do I do? Click ecosystem. Now it gives me the glossary. You got a whole huge glossary that you can access throughout this entire thing, okay? Biotic factors, autotrophs, detrivores, elk, all the definitions are in there, all right? And now that I've done that, I got another blue bubble. So it says you've received an email from the National Park Service. Click the letter. Dear Park Ranger, it is very important that we protect the ecosystems in our parks. Please collect data on the populations of animals and plants in Atlas National Park. Regards, Ivana Life. Nice little pun there. Well done. So again, you got another blue bubble. Follow the blue bubbles. So now you're going to jump into your handbook. This handbook is going to educate you on everything about the park. The handbook is about half the work in this case. So the handbook is going to teach you all about food webs and ecosystems in the park. Now, hopefully you've done all your reading, and so you're already kind of up on this. You already know some of this stuff. But it's going to walk you through everything you do. Again, use the arrows to navigate through pages. Click here to begin. And the next blue arrow or blue dot or blue instruction doesn't necessarily show up immediately. It waits a little bit because it wants you to read everything. Make sure you read everything. If you don't, you're just going to end up having to press back and do things over. Make sure you read everything. But if you do read everything, the instructions are going to be nice and clear. So here you read this section here, you click next. And then it gives you another little definition. You're going to wait, and then another next button shows up. Click that. Read this. It says even though this pond is small, it still has its own ecosystem. Next button shows up. Click that. The land also has an ecosystem. Next button shows up. Click that. Right? The pond and land are part of a larger ecosystem. Next. Read each thing as it comes up. Don't just wait for the next button to show up, because this education that you're getting here, you're going to need that to complete the gizmo later. when you get back into your case, you're going to be actually experimenting by adding or subtracting more animals to make everything balance out. And if you don't read and follow through this stuff, you're not going to have any idea what you're supposed to be doing later, and you're just going to be super, super frustrated. So make sure and read and follow through this stuff. So I can see another blue arrow down here. Going to click on that. And again, it's going to give you some information. Read what's here. It says all organisms need energy to survive and reproduce. Read what's there, then click next. Don't just click next without reading. Actually read it first. So I think you're getting the message on that. Don't just click next without reading. Always read the messages that are there, okay? So you can see here, I'm finally at a spot where I'm being asked to actually do some stuff, right? So it says drag the producer to the bottom level of the food chain. Drag that right over there. That goes in, okay? So a lot of this stuff is like drag and drop. Some of it is multiple choice. Some of it you have to write in. So I click submit and I move on to the next section. It tells me that I'm correct. Now it's going to have me drag and drop some other stuff as I go along here, clicking my blue arrow, letting it load. Now it's asking me some, starting to ask me some multiple choice questions. So I select my choice, gives me either correct or incorrect, and we move on. And here's that written question I was talking about. Now, if I don't write a full sentence, I'm stuck. There, it'll give me the submit button, and then I can move forward. All right, so I've successfully completed my ecosystem handbook. I've learned everything about how the ecosystem works in the park, my food chains, my food webs, the flow of energy, my scavengers and decomposers, all that stuff. I've learned about all that. If I want to review any of those, of course I can review those right here. But now my blue box is telling me to return to the case. Now I go back to my case, and now it actually starts to give me stuff to do where I actually have to like measure things and look at things and actually do some stuff. So the first thing that it's going to show me is my ranger station, and then it's going to show me my drone. So I have a drone that I can fly over the park and use that to measure different numbers of animals, right? So this is the park's drone, click next, and now I can fly my drone out from my ranger station and I can go assess the numbers of different animals. So my drone's flying up over here, and you can see all these different groups of animals, and you have to go one by one and assess each group. So I click on wolves, and the drone flies over, and you can see my drone footage here, and it's going to automatically count how many wolves it sees. So you can probably imagine how many wolves it sees here. It sees 0. It sees no wolves. There are no wolves here. So you're going to go forward, you're going to measure all these different populations. Here at the bottom it says return to the map. You're going to measure all these different populations, and at the end you're going to make, after you've looked at all the numbers of the populations, you're going to analyze the data, meaning you're going to say, okay, are there not enough wolves? There are 0 wolves. Should we have more wolves? Maybe there are too many deer. Maybe there's not enough grass. Maybe there needs to be more bees. Different stuff like that. You're going to analyze the data, and then you're going to come up with a hypothesis. You're going to say, okay, we need more of this, so maybe we need to increase or decrease the number of that. So maybe you're going to say we need more wolves, so we need to increase the number of deer, which means we need more grass. You'll make your own hypothesis. Then you'll start to do experiments where you'll actually change stuff. You'll actually go and change stuff in the park. And then you'll see if your experiments worked. That's the basics of it. I'm not going to walk you through any farther than this. I want you to figure it out on your own from here. But of course, I'm going to be available in Teams meetings, through chats, and all that stuff. Okay? Ask me any questions that you have. If you need some help with it, you can share your screen with me through Teams, and I can show you, like, if you're like, I don't know where to click or I don't know what to do here, you can share your screen with me and I can tell you exactly what to do. It's pretty easy. So just communicate with me and you'll be able to get this done, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Bye.